Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of the Little Guys Technology Specialists live stream podcast. Little name change there at the end for
just a little tweak.
Just a little tweak. This broadcast is sponsored by AudioQuest, Integra, and Golden Ear, three companies dedicated to high-performance audio and getting you the best sound possible. I'm David.
And I'm Evie, and we're glad to be bringing you this live stream.
There you go. Little Guys, 191st and LaGrange Road in Mokina, south of Chicago. Right off of I-80, easy to get to, 708-754-8844. Email us anytime at info@thelittleguys.com. And yes, the moving sale and drama continues. We are still trying to work a deal with this landlord to stay in one of the back spaces. We're not sure if that's going to happen or not, but we're working on it. And in the meantime, the entire store, everything on display, all the furniture, all the seating, all the furniture, seating is furniture, all the furniture, all the seating, all the electronics, all the speakers, the wires, the cables, everything is marked down for this event. There are no exceptions that I can think of. Maybe there's one or two, but for the most part, every single thing on display is marked down for this event. And just crazy deals from all the best brands. So come and take advantage of that. There are deals on things that there's never deals on. There's a table of this is my favorite, like a flea market thing. There's a table, actually there's two tables full
I was gonna say.
of AudioQuest cables, power cord, speaker cable, interconnects, HDMI, network cables, just about everything that there is. There's two tables full of demo cables that are boxed back up, most of them, or at least wrapped back up, and they are 75% off. All right, so crazy good deal. There's from speaker wires that were $200 for $50 to speaker wires that were $5,000 for $1,200. I mean, there's just ridiculous deals. Just come and take advantage of this stuff. I mean, if you were thinking of upgrading your power cords at some point, after all the discussions we've had about what a difference upgrading power cords can make, just about every configuration of power cord is there in different lengths. There's even 120 amp one, I believe. I mean, just come and take advantage of the crazy deals on that, as well as all the electronics. And there's a couple of screens left, and there's just tons of stuff. Come and take advantage of us. We're weak right now. We're willing to bend. So come and take advantage of the crazy deals that are there. And feel free, if you got a question, email info@thelittleguys.com, and we'll answer your questions there as well. And we're talking about all name brand, good, high quality, high performance stuff. So not we didn't bring in a bunch of junky things like for the sale or whatever. It's all the good premium products that we carry during the whole thing. Oh, and the headphones as well. There's some great deals on headphones. Mm-hmm. Continually getting better, great deals on headphones. So take advantage of that. All right, I have another onto the show. Another trade show is in the books.
I don't need to talk at all.
Another trade show is. You want to talk about the sale?
No.
All right, good.
Apparently not.
There you go. Another trade show is in the books, right? CEDIA. Custom Electronics
Design and Installation Installer Association.
There you go. The CEDIA show was in San Diego this year. It moves all over the place because they can't find one place to stay. Actually, they want to be in Indianapolis.
I wish it was in Indianapolis.
But they can't get they had to wait for more hotels to be built and bigger space for the convention center. And
all that happened.
But it's going to be 2 years or something.
I don't know. They made commitments to.
You got it.
They made commitments years in advance.
The thing I loved about CEDIA this year, and it is a show that's got everything from the widgets and the ladders and there's no glass cleaners, but the widgets and the ladders and
I never saw the ladder guys.
All those kind of things. Installation tools, and Ford and Chevy are there with their trucks, and from that to the high-end electronics and control and all those kind of things. I loved that there was an emphasis this year on audio, and in fact high performance audio. That there was a lot of really cool things regarding sound. It was great to see and hear the different things that are out there, the different options that are out there, from speakers from Golden Ear, new in-wall front kind of line array LCRs. I guess they're not line array LCRs for in-wall that were kind of cool. There's just a ton of new products in audio.
So there's 2 trade shows that we go to each year. And the one that's in January, really inconvenient time, right at the first of the year. But that is they've tweaked their name a little bit too. It's a Consumer Technology Association.
Yeah.
There you will see absolutely everything. If it uses batteries, if it plugs into the wall. I mean, there's drones. There's lots of virtual reality,
navigation,
there's
software.
Cars, there's guitars.
It's the international show.
Yes,
right. It's there are some people from out of the country at CEDIA who do installations and those kind of things.
Right.
That one would be more considered like a totally all-encompassing consumer electronics international show.
I mean, there's a million cars because there's a lot of technology in cars now. There's just everything there. The little Hello Kitty radio, all those
everything
things.
You can think of.
All the distributors or companies from China and Japan, some of Korea, all those. There's just it's a gigantic, all the car stereo stuff. It's just a gigantic show.
So that's one, and then the second one is CEDIA.
CEDIA, which is more for the custom installer, custom retailer, and it focuses on pretty much home electronics and commercial
as well.
But it's more specific to what we do.
Yeah, it's more
sure.
product oriented too. I mean, it really there's a lot of software and control and those kind of things, but it's pretty product oriented. It's kind of to bring you up to date. There's classes where you can take to bring you up on the technology and the latest things from the different brands. There are just in general, it's more specific to our needs or whatever. And there was just to see the audio thing, it's good for my heart to see the audio part of it, to know that people still do care what it sounds like, and to even educate the newer installer guys that haven't been exposed to it enough, the younger ones who haven't been exposed to good audio enough, unfortunately, to give them a chance to experience it the way, whether it's Dolby Atmos surround sound with the right components, or it's new improved subwoofers, it's better quality speakers in the walls or in the ceilings, it's those kind of things, right? So there was a big emphasis on that. One of my favorites was it's a brand that we're just starting to get involved with. That's been there for a long time. We've watched them evolve and grow and the rest of it, and it's called Leon. And they make some really cool stuff. I love that they're high-performance audio that blends with the architecture or design of your room. So it's kind of makes everybody happy, right? The designer, the picky husband or picky wife who wants it to look a certain way or be a certain way, but as opposed to not being as concerned about the sound. So you can have both. You can have amazing sound without 3 circles in the wall or 3 squares in the wall, right? You can have just one grill, or you can have it blend in, or there's just a lot of really cool things products they bring to market. And in the future, we're going to have them come by and say hello and talk about their products.
Right. And their solutions are really amazing. I mean, they've always been a high-end audio company. They've always made excellent speakers. But sometimes people don't care that they're excellent speakers. They want a certain look.
Or they want it to fit.
Right.
They make a subwoofer that fits under the couch, right?
Yes.
They can custom make the enclosure. How high do you have to work? Oh, I'm sorry, you only have 6 inches? Then we'll figure out a way to make it 6 inches. Oh, we need to fit this speaker into this bookcase into this certain size? Then
right.
That size. They have sound bars that are custom made for the specific televisions you have. And later, if you get a bigger TV, no big deal. The sound bar can go into a little bigger enclosure with a little different face on it to adapt to the new TV. I mean, there's lots of really cool stuff that they do, and
right.
we'll talk about them in the future.
And, also, you don't see what you need, what you want, they'll make it.
Yeah, tell them what color, what finish, what style. Send them a paint chip, send them a door, send them a shelf, send them the actual color, the paint color, whatever it is. We'll make it happen. We'll figure out a way. Their designers will work with you. They're awesome. Awesome.
They really are.
Really fit into, and again, the emphasis on high performance remains. They don't do that and compromise on the quality of the sound. They do it and make everybody happy. So.
And truthfully, over the years, I always felt that it was hard to explain what they do. And now they're getting this photo thing going with all the different solutions that they've come up with. And it was sort of like this year, it's like, oh, Now I get it.
It's really cool stuff. So that was Leon. We were really impressed. Of course, there's a huge emphasis on control systems and the interaction with control systems, and this is the years to come of Alexa and Google, and any other Siri, I guess, to some extent.
Google's voice Cortana?
I don't know.
I mean,
it's Google. No, it's Google Home, right?
That's Microsoft.
That's Microsoft.
Microsoft
okay.
is Cortana.
Oh,
so
okay.
Google is
Google is just Google.
It's Google Home, I think, and they.
But when you talk to it, you say Google this.
Yeah, you say Google.
Whereas the Alexa is actually Echo. Echo is the name of the device.
Product.
Alexa is the voice.
And that's Amazon, obviously, right. And Amazon has decided that they're going to, at least temporarily, play nicely with the rest of the world,
yes.
and let their products integrate with Control 4 and Savant and everybody else that's out there before it's over. Origin showed a really cool new thing where the dot can be mounted in the ceiling, and you can just walk into the room and talk to Alexa. And it is amazingly accurate and amazingly good. Again, you have to learn how they work. They don't learn
right.
how you work.
Right.
But a lot of cool things coming from them. Google showed some really cool stuff in their Connect device that's coming up in the future, where it will actually discern the difference in your voice. So if I walk into the room and say, call mom, it'll call my mom. And if Evie walks into the room and says, call mom, it can't call her mom, but if it could, it would call her mom. So whoever else walks into the room, it would call that person. Or
right, something
it's pretty cool.
Up to 4 or 6
people
in the
household. And it's coming. So I mean, there's just a lot of cool things coming. Google has shown an unbelievable willingness. I'm sure this affects Amazon, or is affected by Amazon. Google has shown a complete willingness to work with just about everybody to try to get integrated into their lives and their societies and their components, and make it work. So, that's what's happening there. Amazon actually needs the install community, by the way. They need, because there's tons of the stuff that you can't do by yourself that doesn't just work the way you want it to work. It needs programming and design and engineering, and there's a lot more to it. So it's not the $50 puck or the $75 puck or whatever it is, or the device. It's the integration of that into all your components and making it work.
Right, because where Google Home is probably very smart, Alexa is not that smart by her, just by herself. So, and that's why they've been hooking up with all these other things so that she's gaining knowledge.
Well, they all need the backbone. They all need the stuff there to make things happen. So, what else? Sony blew us away with their projectors. They actually have a 4K projector for $5,000. A real 4K projector, not 4K-ish.
Or 4K E-shift.
E-shift. This is true 4K video, starting at $5,000, which is going to turn the world on its end in terms of the projector world. They've brought out a new one at about $8,000 that's gorgeous as well.
Right.
Little improvements along the way, and then they jumped to about $25,000 with the new laser 4K projectors. So there's some totally makes sense steps. There is still a $50,000 or actually $60,000 high end laser unit as well.
Right.
But their entry into the $5,000 world in 4K projectors it just killed everybody. Right now, everybody's got an excuse now. Oh, but if you do this other one this way, it can look better, or it can do this, or it can do that. And the reality is, look, these guys are just ahead of everybody else.
Right.
They're generations. Sony's generations ahead, and they do a great job of it. As far as, straight 1080p or 4K-ish laser projectors. Epson did show a new one that's really cool.
Wait a minute. Let's go back to Sony.
Yeah.
They showed the 77-inch OLED.
Yeah, I was going to get to that.
Man, I was just going to go into that picture. That was
unbelievable. Amazing. It truly... Look, we've been doing this for a long time, so we're jaded for sure. Both LG and Sony showed their 77 OLEDs. The Sony one, for some reason... Yeah, what a coincidence. The Sony thing, to me, it was just amazing. It truly was an amazing picture. It was, I remember it brought me back to the Pioneer Elite days where you'd look at a Pioneer Elite plasma and go, holy cow, that is incredible.
Yeah.
This just kills it. I mean, it's the black level, the colors, the detail, the action, everything's just almost flawless. I don't know what else you could want a television to do. So really incredible. Sony, there's an internal debate at Sony, I believe, because they still have the high-end Z series,
right,
non-OLED sets, and they have that in the 75. Now it's much more reasonably priced.
And it's sort of personal preference. Probably if you're a videophile, you would rather have the Z series.
Probably.
The OLED is like sometimes maybe more than life. It's like the colors are so.
It's not right or wrong. It's just what you like. The thing is, a 75 Z series is well under $10,000, and a 77 OLED set is $18,000, or
right.
the LG one might be $15,000. But I mean, they're in that range. They take a pretty big jump.
So if you're out there thinking, just like I did, there's a 77-inch Sony OLED and there's a 77-inch LG OLED. These technology companies do share some of their technology. So if Sony is buying the panel from LG, which they probably are, and I don't know
they
for
sure are.
That's like saying B&W bought a speaker box from, I don't know, KEF. It's a box. It's just a panel. It's not the guts. It's not the technology.
Right.
It's really just a panel
it's
and
the panel
and the
itself,
lighting,
and
right?
And they use their video processing and all their engineering and design behind it. So I think that's where the distinction comes in. It's not right or wrong. Again, it's just what you see and what we saw there.
And they both look fabulous. But...
How about the wallpaper TV? The wallpaper TV was fascinating.
Interesting.
I still have it's still a little weird to me that you have this flat TV, completely flat, on the wall, sticks on with magnets essentially, but you have this big box below it. So what's the point? But if somebody wants a flat on the wall thing, I'm not rejecting the concept. I'm just saying, and the picture was good, and the picture looked really good or whatever.
So in the last 10 years, we've had one person who wanted the TV as close to the wall as they possibly could get.
Right. Most people want it close, but it's not the ultimate priority.
But it's like it's less than an inch.
Right. It's not that far
in
anyway.
Almost all cases, unless you have an articulating bracket.
There was some short throw projectors, and what that means is there's a box that can sit on a table or sit really close to the wall, maybe only out 1.5 feet or so, and
I don't think it has to be out that much.
And well, the total width of the depth of the projector is about 15 to 18 inches.
Gotcha.
Right?
So
it's in a cabinet that's about that deep, and typically that cabinet might hold your components anyway, so it's going to be that deep. And the projector shoots directly up onto a screen on the wall.
Slight angle.
Yes, onto a screen on the wall, and shows a 100-inch or 110 or 120-inch picture if you wanted to. Or any size, depending on what size screen you put there or whatever.
Right. So if you want a gigantic TV, right? You don't want a projector. You want a gigantic TV. But the price, either the price is prohibited or they don't even make it that big. This is a perfect solution to you. I mean, when we saw that Sony for the first time, they said, "How'd you like that projector?" And I said, "What projector?" Because I could have sworn that was a TV panel on the wall.
So that's a case of a really good short throw projector that has an unbelievable picture, and
it was a well lit area too.
Correct, but we also saw an example of a horrible picture.
Yes,
a 100-inch Hisense. Surprise, surprise! It was a laser. $10,000 100-inch TV from a company called Hisense that was awful.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not sort of okay. It was bad.
I know.
The colors were terrible.
I had to get David to shush. All right, he's like ranting in front of this display, and I said, "David, you're hurting people's feelings."
The colors were terrible. I mean, it was awful. The thing looked bad. This is their display that they're setting up to show the world or whatever.
Right, that they tweaked as much as they could. Yeah.
Engineers were in there tweaking and adjusting. It was bad. So yes, you can get a 100-inch short throw giant picture for $10,000. Right, which is less than everybody else is going to be probably, and have a bad picture if you want to.
Yep.
Makes no sense at all. None. Zero. I don't get it. But whatever. It exists.
Once you get to $10,000, aren't you sort of out of the cheap TV.
Well, I don't get
business.
You can get the Sony 4K projector for $5,000 or $8,000 and put it on one of these new screens that you can use during the day.
Yeah.
Whether it's from Screen Innovations or from what's that company? Screen Innovations is another company. I mean, Stewart has them, Daylight has them, but there's another company that's got Crystal Screens.
Crystal Screens.
Right? Crystal Screens has a version which is a little different than most, depending on what size you want to get to. So there are options using a projector. There are upsides to the short throw projectors that you don't have to mount it on the ceiling or mount it on a table. You don't have to shoot it across the room. Nobody can walk in front of it. Those kind of things.
And with the Sony, Salamander has come up with a cabinet solution
that
it fits right in, and so then you have the cabinet to put your equipment in as well.
Yeah, it's really cool looking or whatever.
Which is another reason that I didn't realize it was a projector.
Again. Yeah, but you're back up there in price again. So
sure.
All right, we don't want to run out of time, so let's talk about what else.
We have all the time in the world.
I know. I guess we can keep going. The Surge X. I'm used to doing the radio show. The Surge X demo. This is like taking a total left turn. The Surge X demos were awesome. They had big backup UPSs there, which they were featuring, which we could talk about sometime. But big backup UPSs, and they were doing the MVET, showing how they work and how they eventually give way and sending the excess voltage through. They had some really cool demos, and we had just done a Surge X show not that long ago, and it was cool to see them there and showing their stuff.
Well, so they were just on the show floor, and they were plugged into the various outlets on the show floor, and they had the screen that had the readout of what was going on, and oh my god,
it was all over the place. I mean, all kinds of noise and all kinds of other weird stuff going on, weird voltages and stuff. That was really cool. I love the Kinetics had a spring-loaded isolation floor, right? And the preface was, we live near the railroad tracks. How do we keep that sound and vibration out when we're in the theater, kind of a thing? And there was this literally spring-loaded isolation floor that went along with the floating walls and all the other things that in the room. The whole time I was there looking at that thing, I was thinking, God, I can't believe Tom isn't here to see this. He would love this concept and idea or whatever. It's really, really, really cool. And so it keeps sound / vibration out as well as in, which is a really, really cool concept or whatever. A concept's been around for a long time.
So when you step on the floor, do you start bouncing?
It is spring-loaded. You can bounce like a trampoline. No, you can't. No. Lots of really cool outdoor speakers.
Yes.
I mean, outdoor speakers from Coastal Systems, from Origin, from Klipsch, from Sonance. Leon has a truly unbelievable outdoor box. Pretty traditional looking, but outdoor box that they can make any color and shape and whatever.
Right.
Or not shape, but any color and finish or whatever that literally is aluminum and sealed and does all kinds of cool stuff. And sounds unbelievable too. But there was great stuff from all these guys. There was LED lighting from Coastal Systems to match the shape and size of the speaker elements as well. Mm-hmm. There was really, really cool stuff in the outdoor world. The whole concept of having that music outside while you're out on the deck or out in the backyard or chilling out in the yard, that kind of thing, in the front yard, wherever, is awesome. And the ability to have whatever music you want at the touch of your fingers because of your phone and your app on whatever device it's on is really cool. Blue Sound showed a couple of new things too. They showed up their soundbar now is going to come in white, and their woofer is going to come in white. I'm not sure that you'd want white on the wall, but
they discovered paint or
I don't know. It's really weird, but it's kind of they do have the best sounding streaming devices that we found. I mean,
absolutely,
they're awesome. They work really well. They're easy to use. They integrate well with most of the control systems, not all, but most of the control systems. They've got some devices that'll let you do 4 different streams at the same time, mm-hmm. Throughout the house, so everybody can have on whatever they want wherever they're at. A lot of cool stuff like that. So it's good. Again, getting back to the high performance audio thing, it's good to see a high res audio company, focused on that kind of thing. The whole music thing coming to CEDIA, it just makes me feel good, man. It makes me feel good to know that it's not just about control or just about controlling your thermostat, or it's not just how cheap can I make it and sort of get it to work. kind of a
Right.
thing, you know.
I mean, some of the world is that way. How cheap can I make it and sort of get it to work?
Yeah, but there's this return.
We don't live in that world.
Well, there's a return for a lot of people to high performance, to getting good quality sound out of it.
Right.
You know, we've seen some of our customers, you know, escalate through the years who started with, you know, small receivers. There was a guy in 2 weeks ago, came up front and he walked up to me and said, you know, you sold me my first stereo at Musicraft in 1970 something, I think. Maybe it was early 80s, and no, it was 70 something. It was a Sherwood receiver and some Jensens, I think, and not. Maybe it wasn't Jensens. It was whatever it was. Sherwood and some speakers, and he said, you know, here's what I have now. Here's what I've got, and it's a complete total audiophile, right? And I think he was 10 or 11 when he bought the first thing or whatever. He came in with his dad, and he was into music then, but really got into it, and he's evolved to the point where he's got, you know, 12 systems in the house, and he's totally in. It was fun to see. It was fun to hear. It's really cool, and it is something that it gets in your blood a little bit. Right, you keep going. You add a new processor, you add a new amp, you change amps, you change cables, you add power cords, you do those kind of things. But those are all things that make it sound better, that make it work better, that allow it to work at the best of its ability. I guess cables don't make it sound better, but you hear better sound because of the cables.
Right.
So that part of it's really fun for me. That's the thing I enjoy the most about the show. Is, you know, those kind of things or whatever, and the swag bags. No, I'm just kidding. But those all the prizes and all the cool stuff.
What I like is that the streaming world, which is, you know, everybody got hooked on walking around with all your tunes right on this little device, it has come right along because, you know, when we started, it was junk, but you could hear the song you liked,
right.
You know, and it's just gone up a level, so that you can have your cake and eat it too.
And the high res companies like Tidal, who are mainstream now.
Yes.
Right. It's not that they're the little weird company off to the side doing streaming audio. They're mainstream. I mean, they're everywhere. That's the cool part for us. I mean, that's really the part that it makes us happy. It's really cool stuff. So, you have some more?
Just, you know, a little iPhone update. They had their little.
Oh boy, this is going to
thing yesterday, but they've come out with iPhone 8 and iPhone 8 Plus, which are redesigned from top to bottom. Aerospace-grade aluminum casing is now surrounded by a 7-layer color-processed glass shield. But the big thing for me is a newly designed 4K Retina display delivers cinema-quality wide color gamut and high dynamic range video. So if you haven't purchased a new TV with in the last year and a half, your iPhone's going to have a way better picture than your TV. You know, there's
all kinds of cool
some
stuff.
Camera upgrades, and then if you get to the iPhone 10, which is the 8 is $699, the iPhone 10 is like $1,000, or iPhone X, I suppose we should call it, and you know, that's got, you know, even more. It's got 2 cameras or something like that, and got rid of the home button. Now it's this facial recognition.
Yeah, it's all facial recognition. That's kind of weird, though. And you swipe different because there's no button. You got to swipe different. You got to learn more things.
Well, I think what they're trying to do is create something that would avoid the theft thing that's going on.
If you steal it, it's useless.
Right.
So, I mean, that totally makes sense. I love that concept. So, I mean, that totally makes sense. They got some cool stuff. They got some really cool stuff. It's coming. I saw a thing Samsung said in 2018 their bendable phone will be available. They'll have a phone that literally bends when you put it in your pocket, so you don't have to worry about cracking it or breaking it or whatever, that it actually is flexible.
Really?
I don't know if that's to make your own curved screen or what, but it's literally bendable. I have no idea why anybody would want a bendable phone, but
I predict an increase in butt calls.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a bendable phone. You'll be calling everybody.
Well, no, except that it's facial recognition, so never mind. All right, so so I don't know how that would work.
Well, for some people.
I want to remind everybody that the sale is on. Please come and take advantage of us.
Probably only another 2 weeks, maybe.
Yeah, a couple of weeks. We need to wind it down. There are deals on everything: widgets, gadgets. Wires, cables, speakers, subwoofers, amplifiers, preamplifiers, turntable deals that are unbelievably crazy. There are we have some cartridges in stock. We have some headphones. We have the furniture, the seating, the home theater seating that we have on display, as well as the credenzas. I remember the word. The credenzas and cabinetry and TV stands are just marked way down. There's speaker stands marked way, way, way down for the event. There are just tons of really cool deals and special savings on all the name brands from, here, I'm going to get myself in trouble, but all the name brands from Integra and SVS and Macintosh and, can I say Golden Ear?
Yeah.
Golden Ear and
Clips,
Sonance, Origin, JL Audio, lots. Sony ES, you name it. There's just deals on everything. Come and take advantage. Like I said, the store's open Monday through Thursday, 10 until 6. Friday and Saturday, 10 until 5. We're closed on Sundays. You can email us, info@thelittleguys.com. The Little Guy Store, 191st and LaGrange Road, where Mokina meets I-80, just south of the city. Easy to get to from all the major expressways, and well worth the ride, by the way. We have customers come from all over the place to check us out and to see what's here. And now, especially with the deals that are on, take advantage of it. By the way, if you are remodeling or building a new home or getting ready to build a new home or in the planning stages, or you're 2 weeks away from drywall. I got one of those yesterday. 2 weeks away from drywall.
That's better than tomorrow is the drywall.
Right. Or you have a commercial business, a restaurant or a bar or a dentist office or a clothing store, whatever it is, any commercial kind of situation. We can help with the networks. We can help with the audio. We can help with the video. We're there. We can take you through the process. We will help engineer, design, create the system that you've always wanted, and whether you implement it all at the beginning or you do it in stages, we will be there throughout. We're there for you before the sale, so during the engineering and design part. We're there during the installation part, and we're there after the sale to help answer your questions and take care of you and do that as well.
That's right.
So, we are the Little Guys. We thank you for tuning in. We thank you for listening. We are
out of here.
Bye-bye.